Hello everyone and welcome to Jemma's Window. If you have followed the calculations in the box below and come to the conclusion that you are a power year number 4, well, you're in the right place. Hello, it's January 2024's. Wow, a whole new year where you only have to calculate your power year number once. I will tell you what your monthly number is every month when you tune in. So if you are in a power year number 4, you are in the month of 5 for January. So let's review what those numbers mean. Okay, power year number 4 is a month of getting things done. It's a year of getting things done. It's a very practical, very hardworking, very persevering year. It's a year where you want to build foundations. You want to know where you're going in career, know where you're going to live and settle, know who you're going to settle with. Things from the past can creep in and back into the picture that you haven't dealt with. Well, you might have to deal with them again and more completely. Now, just on a side note, the universe, or let me say the earth plane also has its own universal number, and that is also a 4. So you have every single one of us on the planet has this 4 hanging over us, plus you're in the year of 4. So it's a year of work, but it's a year of getting a lot done. And that's not so scary. I mean, you want to know where you're going, right? You want some answers in your life. And this is the year that you're going to find a lot out about yourself, your life, and what you want, and the people in your life and what they want. Now, this month of 5, okay, so January, you're in this month of 5, and 5 is all about changes. Now you might be doing something big, like a big trip, a big move, or relocation, or just cutting your hair. But if you don't make the changes, sometimes the universe will push you so that change happens around you to get you to where you're supposed to go in this lifetime. So I have some numbers here that are very important to you 4s for this month of January, and I'd like to give you some of those numbers now. You can jot them down, you can come back and check on it later, you can fast forward if this isn't your cup of tea. So let's begin with the most romantic days of January for you. If you are a power year number 4, your first romantic day will be January 1st. Your second romantic day will be the 10th. Your third romantic day will be the 19th. And yes, the last is the 28th of January. So you have 4 romantic days in the month of January. Next, let's take a look at the best financial days for you in the month of January. January 3rd, January 12th, January 21st, and January 30th. Those will be the best days to ask for a raise or have some money just show up in your life, or even win the lottery. Now, let's take a look for you 4s. Okay, we want to see days of ending. So these are the best days that you might end something, or something might happen to you where it ends and wraps up. Those days are January 4th, January 13th, January 22nd, and January 31st. Last but not least, we have days that are best for work. That's finding the job, applying for the job, or pitching an idea at the workplace. Those days are for you January 9th, January 18th, January 26th, and that's it. That's what we have for you 4s. Those are your special days for the month of January. Okay, let's begin this reading. And how we're going to read is we're going to use 3 different decks of cards. We're going to start by looking at those of you who have a job, what's going on at work, what's perceived of you at work, what are you perceiving at work. Then we're going to look at those of you looking for a job. Then we're going to move to romance, and then we're going to move to any question that you have. And we're going to take a look at what we can expect as an outcome. So I'm shuffling these cards, and if I'm doing a private reading for somebody, we're going to use cards, numerology, my clairvoyance, and my mediumship skills. For us today, we're going to use 3 of those things. We're just not going to use mediumship skills so much. But I guess I'm always channeling in a way. So let's pull some cards for 4s and what we can expect for them in the month of January, where they're in the month of 5. Okay. So it looks to me like you're in a place of victory, which is very nice. I'm just trying to look at the cards around you and just see what I can see here. Okay, I do feel like you're in a place of victory for this month of January. Now, this is a month of changes, and something might shift around that. I think what's holding me back from saying, yay, hooray, it's the best card you can have, promotion, victory at work, what more do you want? It's because what I'm picking up here clairvoyantly is that you feel like you got it by default, or somebody else should have gotten it, or can I do this? Am I going to be able to do this? Maybe it's not the job that you really wanted or the promotion you really wanted. And you're like, oh God. That's what I feel like is happening here. And I feel like the message here for you with all these changes going on, and I feel like you're fortuitous in these changes. I feel like the universe wants you to make a choice this month. Now, it is a month of changes, and the universe wants you to make a choice about, do I really want to be here, or do I have to go? What do I do about this in the workplace? You're in the month of 5 in January. Now, in February, you're in the month of 6. That means in February, so this reading can be applicable to February, is you saying, how much do I want to really give? I feel like I've given so much time and effort as it is, so now I've gotten this promotion or something out of the blue, and okay, maybe there's more money with it, but is it really enough to keep me here? I'm still kind of questioning how this happened. So in the January-February range, I feel like you're going to be making some choices as to what do I really want. I see I've gotten some recognition here, but what do I really want? And the universe is pushing you to once and for all commit, or again, or the first time, raise what your issues are, and that you'll be needing something else, and acknowledging that you're needing something else. Whether you acknowledge it to yourself or you acknowledge it to your family, I'm sorry, we have to make a few steps backwards for me, because I want to start something new or go in a different direction. So there's confusion. It's just that classic, how did I end up here question, when what I really wanted to do or where I really wanted to be was someplace else. So as they say, it's kind of a good problem to have. Okay, fours. Enough said about that, and I don't want to confuse you anymore. And then I already have. I hope I haven't too much. Let's take a look for those of you fours who are looking for work in this month of January 2020. Now here we go. Let's see what we have. Okay. This is very interesting, Fours. In this month of January, which is a month of change for you, it looks to me like, you put your ducks in a row way back when. Maybe you put your faith in a job that you were supposed to hear from a year ago. Maybe you put your faith in a person you were supposed to hear back from a year ago. But I feel like now is the time you're going to get fruits from those labors. And something good is going to come of it, and you end up really proud of yourself. You're proud of yourself because you had patience, because you waited, because you made all the right choices and all the right decisions in the past to get you where you want to be now in this year of 2020. And I have to tell you, I don't want to dig any further into this because I just feel like something's coming your way that's going to seem like it lands in your lap, maybe to somebody else. But when you think about all the work that you've done in the past to get here, that you just made the right moves, it shouldn't be such a surprise. You made the right moves. You're going to land on your feet in this month of January, and you're going to be happy with how things turned out and played out as far as looking for that job, or if you say you took another job and suddenly this past thing you really wanted comes about, and it's 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years later, and you're like, oh my God, it did work out. I think it's going to for you, Fours. So good luck to you, and I hope I hear about some of these happy instances. Let's take a look, Fours, at romance for you. Now, let's say for those of you who are in a relationship, let's take a look at how those relationships are going. We're going to shuffle these cards. Okay. Let's take a look at how these relationships are going for some of you. Okay. Okay. This is all about, now this is not going to be for all of you. It's going to be for some of you, but it's going to be for those who need to hear it. This reading is meant to validate those of you who've had to make a hard decision, a really difficult decision, and you've had to tell the person that you're with, and you've had to kind of go off on your own and make whatever you want happen. Just an example is, say you've always wanted to move to a certain area because it's closer to a job that you want or closer to your family. And they say, well, if that's what you've got to do, but I can't promise that I'm going to be able to find a job in that area and move with you. Something along those lines. And you say, I'm going to do it. I'm finally going to do it. This is the year I'm going to do it. It makes perfect sense. You're in this year of fours. That's what fours do. It's like it creeps up again that your beloved doesn't like the cold weather. And they don't want to move away from their family. And they don't want to make this change with you or see you make this change. And you finally up and do it. You're doing it. And what you're coming into is this beautiful Ace of Pentacles card, which is the recreation of you. So whatever area in your life this is, that you finally made a decision for yourself and said, I'm doing this for myself. I hope you come along. I'm not getting that this is a breakup. I'm not getting, oh, then you'll end up married. I'm not getting that it's all going to work out. I am getting that this is a pat on your back, that you're finally going to make a move towards the changes that you know have to happen in this month of January. Now, in the month of February is your most romantic month of the year, and you'll find out more in that month how your relationship is going to handle your point of view. Even if it's a belief system that you say, I'm not going with you anymore to your family every weekend or once a month. I'm not doing that. I have always wanted to blah, 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 and I'm going to do that instead. So you can go to your families and I'm going to go and take kayaking lessons. I don't know. But, you make big changes and you make them for yourself, and it's positively rewarded from the universe in the long run. So let's see what happens with the relationship in February from these choices. But let me tell you, according to this reading, you're happy. You're happy, fours. Now let's take a look at you fours who are looking for love. You're looking for a relationship. Aww. So this is funny because it's kind of like the opposite of the top. It's kind of like you're discontented here, fours, I feel, because everybody seems to be doing what they want, or everybody that you want to be involved with seems to be wanting all the attention for themselves, wants to have love on their terms, and you're very discouraged by this because you're like, why? What's wrong with tradition? What's wrong with, we commit to each other? What's wrong with being exclusive kind of thing? And why isn't it working out here for me? Now, in this month of January, you're in the month of changes still, but you're going into a really nice card, and that's the Star card. And that is, my Star card is about, you are facing, You're out there in this rough world. Here you are, this romantic, or maybe you never thought of yourself like that, but that's the reading that I'm getting, is that you want a certain thing and you just can't seem to find somebody. But what I'm getting here is that you're not going to settle, or the advice is don't settle. Keep looking for what you want. There's no need to settle, because all of the time that you wrap up with somebody else, and when I do private readings, and I see an old love in somebody's energy, that can be there for a year or two or three, because you're still fixated on what went wrong. Where is this person? I miss them, blah, blah, blah. And that keeps other people away from you. So this is kind of a reading for you fours that it's a suggestion from the reading, is that no, it's not better to be with just someone than no one. It's better for you to be free and to weed out and sniff out as quickly as you can a pattern that you've been choosing or been attracted to, and change it. Make those changes so that by March, when you're in the most romantic month of all, you're free and chablis. There's nobody hanging on your coattails. There's nobody in your aura that is turning off other prospective lovers. You go out there and you fight and you try to find what is best for you. You're in a year of 4. The universe is giving you all the wind in your sails behind you, pushing you ahead to build the foundation of a permanent relationship. Okay, fours? All right. We're gonna wrap up this deck. Now let's pull our last deck out. Now, fours, you go ahead and ask a question, any question that you want. It can be, again, about love. It can be about job. It can be about any relationship, anything you want. And I'm going to shuffle the cards. And I'm going to pull cards out that will be the best outcome for this particular situation in the month of January that you're going to ask about. So the more specific you are, the more specific my answer can be tweaked to be. Just don't change the outcome. Alrighty, here we go. Okay. Here we go. We're going to turn this card over. Okay. Okay. So this is about you receiving wrong information. It's about perhaps your perceptions are colored, yourself. Perhaps the people around you, their perceptions are colored. And so they're reporting to you what they know based on what they've perceived. What they've perceived of a story that someone asked to relate to you. This is a month I feel, okay, so we're talking about the month of 5 for you, and it's a month of changes. And I feel like hang on to your raft that's going over current after current. You know, you're going up with a wave and down with a wave, up with a wave and down with a wave. I don't feel like you're meant to be settled in this month of January in regards to whatever your question is. You're meant to ride the waves. You're also meant, I feel like, to not be so vocal and open about what your thoughts are or what you want in the situation, but more so to observe the behavior of others and try to weed out who's really giving you the real facts. Now, you may be just talking about one person. You may be asking about a relationship, and it may be you who's telling other people around you. Well, you might, that game of telephone. You might tell 10 people the same exact story because you might tell them all at the same time in an email or a group message or something. And yet everybody takes off and perceives it in their own way based on their experiences and based on, I hate to say it, and I'm sorry for us, but based on the jealousy factor. Because they're comparing where they are in their life, and are they happy with it, to the stories that you are sharing, and then they might just influence their advice or their answers to you in a funny way. So I feel like it's keep a little bit quiet in this month of January. See how things play out and try to make your own decisions based on the information that you have. One more thing for you, fours. My 4 of Pentacles card is about someone withholding information, evidence, along those lines. So you're not even getting the whole story of something, and then you're making either your own perception of what you're gathering, or you're getting perceptions from people that aren't accurate because it's not the whole story. Lay low, my friends, my 4s, for the month of January. We shall see in February what comes up for you. I thank you so much, 4s, for joining me on our journey today. Okay, I just what am I doing here? I don't even know. Thank you so much again for joining Jemma's Window for the month of January, and we will see you next month when you're in the month of 6. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and jump on to Jemma's Window at gmail.com if you'd like any more information about me or like to get in contact with me. Thanks so much. See you next time.